Hello there, Sarah from 17, bringing you the very final section of this God of War 3 Chaos Difficulty video walkthrough. And this is it, people. This is the final battle with Zeus. Or the final two battles, should I say, but this one isn't really a battle. So what happens is, you drop down onto this platform, you see Mr. Superbeard himself and Dynamite Platts, and what's going to happen is, he's going to do his little speech, he's going to turn around and it's going to be fight time. And all you have to do is evade him for a minute. And when you evade him for about a minute, should I say, Gaia's going to come and interrupt the fight. But be careful, because this guy is very fast and he's got a lot of projectile moves. And if he hits you, it does a lot of damage. The luxury is, if you do get hit, on the next section, you run around the inside of Gaia, which we did at the very start of the game, but we do it again. And you can get some life back, so don't worry if he hits you a couple times. Just make sure you've got as close to full life as you can, because after this you're going to be fighting him for the third and final time, and that is effectively the last boss. So it's always best to be prepared, and the best way I've found is to just run away, because you can fight him but there's absolutely no point, because it's just and there you go. You see, I didn't attack him once, I just ran away. And you've got to still run away now, because until the camera pans completely away from, you know, being a usable angle, you are still in control. So don't stand around thinking you've done it, because you'll die. Right there is when you're okay, because this is a cutscene, this is FMV. And that's the second fight done, so hey, check that out. And now we go inside of Gaia. But one of the things that I really liked about this game, which I thought I'd mention again if I haven't mentioned before, was how every time Kratos kills a god, the world suffers because of it. And it was one of those things I never really thought about when I was playing Kratos and I was going on this quest to destroy the gods. I never really paid any attention to what the gods really did or what they do. They were just kind of a boss to kill. But when you killed Helios and the sun went and everything got moody, and when you killed Poseidon and like the lands went all, you know, torrential and the sea started drying up and stuff, it's just a really cool and interesting thing, like how the world now is practically one giant plague. It's just dark, it's awful, it's hostile, it is godless, it's in the absence of the sacred, basically. And I thought that's a really cool idea and a really cool concept, which I must say I didn't think would be part of a game that just on its most binary level involves you bashing dudes to death. But it's kind of a cool nuance it's got going. And you'll remember this from the start of the game. These were the Onyx crystals blocking Gaia's heart, and now we can shatter them because we have a weapon to do that. And you'll notice, I wonder what weapon I use on the brambles. And that's right, you use the bow of Apollo. And once you've done that, you get to beat up Gaia's heart, because, you know, this is the end of the game. Kratos doesn't give a fuck, he's beating everything up in sight. And once you've beaten this up, and you'll notice it's giving you green orbs, so it's giving you a little bit of life if you lost any. And when you deliver enough damage, it'll trigger Zeus to turn up, and then it's the final boss. So once again, Gaia's recoiling, we beat it up a little bit more, and then after this second time, Zeus is going to appear above you, and it's fight time. And this fight is very similar to the first encounter. The only difference is he's got a couple of area of effect attacks and he can grow minions. But at the start, I implore you to get in his face and do as much damage as you can, because he's going to do the combos he's been doing. You can block them all. If he throws any of the lightning bolts at you, you can block those and fire those back if you time it correctly. And just make sure you do as much damage as you can to skip this first phase as quickly as possible, because it's going to show you a cutscene of Zeus recovering his life, and then from then on, that's when the real fight starts, because he summons the bad guys to attack you, the clones of himself. He heals his life if you don't attack him, he does the area moves, and he just becomes a lot more difficult. And that is the animation of when he's gained his life back. He flies away, he does like the little dance, and then he dashes towards Gaia's heart and he does that. There's nothing you can do on this very first time he does it, because it's a dynamic. It's showing you, a dynamic, it's a mechanic in the game. And right now, after he's done that sequence, it means clones are going to start spawning. And I would definitely say be as aggressive as you can, because in your fervour to attack Zeus, you will go through the clones, because they're very weak. It's just, they do a lot of damage if they hit you, and there's a lot of them. But Zeus has run away now, so you need to get to him as quickly as you can and stop him from being able to recover his life. When you get swarmed by the clones, feel free to use your magic, that's what it's there for. Don't use your magic if you're in control, only use it when you really think you're going to lose control. And right there, he's trying to recover life again, but I don't let him. And if you can keep this up, this fight can be very short. And when he does this, they're going to come down into the ground and do a shockwave. None of the clones even hurt you, but Zeus does. So watch Zeus, wait for him to come down and jump just before he impacts with the ground. If you don't jump, you're going to take a lot of damage. And right now, there's a lot of clones, so I use my magic and I focus on Zeus. But that bloody clone, where he going, doing his 4-punch combo. So a bit more magic to knock them all back. Zeus is over in the corner, and lo and behold, look what I've just done. I've allowed him to get his life back, but don't let him do it. Make sure you interrupt him while he's doing it to give him as little life as possible. And if I'd have not let him done that, if I'd not got overrun by the clones, this fight would be probably over pretty soon. But it's a minute longer because I made a mistake, and if you guys can avoid that mistake, this fight's even shorter. But stay as aggressive as you can. When you think you've lasted long enough, go into this mode and use this, because this is super powerful and it's going to clean everything out. And as you can see, Zeus is trying to get more life. I don't let him. I'm going nuts. I'm swinging this sword. And hopefully it should kill him. But I come out, he's still alive, he's going to recover some life. I go over, punch him with the cestus because it's so powerful. Be careful of the clone. And there you go. You have beaten God of War 3. All you have to do now is a rather lengthy sequence of quick time events. And what a journey it's been. It's been a fun game, it's been an interesting game, it's also been a very challenging game at times. And I bet you wouldn't have thought that when you were going through the middle spell where it kind of went easy on you. But yeah, definitely a pretty difficult game. And the next project I'm going to be uploading is going to be Force Unleashed 2, Unleashed Difficulty Walkthrough. The only problem with that is I couldn't do it from a fresh save, so I do have pretty much a fully upgraded character, so I'm super sad about that. I don't really think it's a guide, but I've recorded it, so I'm going to do it, and some people might just want to watch some Force Unleashed action, so fingers crossed it'll get a good reception. I'm not going to bitch on this video about it, because I'm going to bitch on that video enough for that fucking game, because that is not a good game by any bloody vocation. I hated it, and I loved the first one. But yeah, that's the next project. I'm also going to be recording Castlevania Lord of Shadows Paladin difficulty from a new save, so that should be pretty cool, pretty interesting. Pretty long though, because that game's fucking huge. And I'm also going to be doing Bulletstorm single player walkthrough on very hard difficulty. And I'm also going to be, listen to me reeling this shit off, I'm also going to be rocking Killzone 3 on elite difficulty if the game works and if I enjoy it. If not, I might be dodging that one, but fingers crossed I'll do it, because I enjoyed the beta, so hopefully the campaign has learnt its lessons as well. But congratulations, you've just beaten God of War 3 on Chaos difficulty. What a ride it was. Thanks for supporting my channel, and you take care now.